What is up, guys? Torrey Drake, Denver Realtor, and today I'm going to share with you the 5 categories in the design studio that you can choose from for upgrades that have the highest return on investment. There's literally thousands of choices you can make in terms of upgrades. You can upgrade every single square inch of the house, which begs the question, which upgrades are worth it for return on investment for resale and investment and worth it for the investment in your quality of life living in the home, and also which upgrades are not worth it. Why am I qualified to make this video? Awesome question. Well, my name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver Realtor. I do a crazy amount of work in the new construction space. About 60% of the work that I do in the greater Denver area is in new builds, new construction, about 40% in traditional resale. I've talked to interior designers and general contractors about these items as well, from what I've seen trending in the marketplace and what they think is trending in the marketplace, and for general contractors, what they think is the most expensive for them to install, so it'd be worth the builders doing versus having them do, and what items that they could easily do for pennies on the dollar that would be really expensive to have the builders do. So I've not only pulled from my own experience helping people buy and sell these homes, but also talking to interior designers and contractors. I wound up making an ebook that I give to my clients that we talk about when we go into the design studio that covers the best and the worst choices they can make. And I decided, hey, what the heck, why not make a video on these things? Okay, so number 1 is structural upgrades. What do I mean by that? Well, if you have the option to add a home office, or to turn your garage from a 2-car garage into a 3-car garage, or to add an oversized loft, these upgrades go a long way because, one, not only do they improve the quality of life living in the home, having an extra big garage, having an extra big loft, having a home office, but also this is the cheapest time to ever do it, and probably the only time you ever will do it. It's extremely unlikely that anybody's gonna want to go through the headache of adding a back patio after closing, and unless you're like a contractor yourself, this is going to be the cheapest and by far the easiest time to have those structural upgrades done. But let me mention, I know that's really vague, structural upgrades. So here's my advice is to know what other homes have in that community. Meaning, if all the homes in that community have a back patio, you should probably have a back patio. If all the homes in that area have a loft, you should probably have a loft. Because if there's 4 homes for resale in your new construction community and yours is the only one without a back patio, it makes your home dramatically less desirable. So I know that's vague, but my actionable piece of advice is to talk to a realtor you trust and talk to the sales rep about what structural upgrades are most common in that community that people are really looking for. Here in Colorado, if you're in a community that has mountain views, you're definitely gonna want that back patio. Number 2 is energy efficient options like higher quality windows or extra insulation, because this is once again gonna be the easiest time to have that insulation installed, as opposed to doing it after closing, having the walls teared down. It's gonna disrupt your day-to-day life. This is the easiest and simplest time to have high quality windows installed, insulation, and it's the gift that keeps on giving because you're gonna save on your utility costs every single month. Number 3, and this one's specific, so listen up to my wording here, is wiring. I'm gonna show you what I mean here. Is wiring, paying for the wiring for light fixtures and fans, but not paying for the fixtures and fans themselves. Because having the wiring done, once again, the cheapest and easiest time when the home is being built to do that. Wow, that was terrible wording. This is the cheapest and easiest time to have the wiring done, but I wouldn't recommend paying for the light fixtures themselves because you're gonna pay a big premium to have the builder do them for the fixtures, and you can just go shop for fixtures literally anywhere and then choose from all the ones you could want in the world, as opposed to only being able to choose from the design studio's options. But it's very common and very doable to have them pre-wire, and then you can install the fans and lighting later. That being said, I definitely do recommend paying to have the builders install extra outlets through the home. Number 1, for your quality of life. Let's not forget, you're living in this home, unless it's an investment property, which usually new construction isn't. But having extra outlets is gonna help you, is gonna be really beneficial for your day-to-day life, especially if you plan on having kids in this home. And then also it is good for resale. But that being said, buyers most often don't notice the extra outlets, but they do appreciate it once it's pointed out. So if you paid for extra outlets, simple as having a post-it note saying, look at all these outlets, we paid for extra outlets. Say, how awesome is that? It's something that buyers definitely like, oh, that's really cool. I see it happen all the time. And also having the builder install the outlets is, you guessed it, this is the simplest and easiest time to do it when the home is being built. Way more complicated and expensive to do it after closing on your own. Oh yeah, for lighting, I forgot to mention, definitely, I hit this up, I was sitting there earlier. Recessed lighting, having the builders do it, this is the time to do it. Once again, after closing, it's really disruptive and 9 times out of 10 more expensive to pay a contractor to do it after closing. So have the builder do it, it's most often cheaper, and once again, easier, and you don't have to worry about a bad contractor doing a bad job. If the builders do it, it's gonna be covered under warranty, which is a big plus. Number 4, time for everybody's favorite. Yes, the kitchen is a wonderful place to spend some extra / serious cash because it helps sell it helps sell the house more than any other room, but not every upgrade you can choose in the design studio is worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover a couple things that I think are. Number 1, paying for larger cabinets goes a long way. 48 inches is a very popular height to get, but if you can take the cabinets all the way up to the ceiling or as close to the ceiling as you can, it gives the kitchen a very, very grand, the cabinets and kitchen, a very grand feeling. Also, something that's worth getting is an island. This one here from Richmond American is their oversized island, and it is so stinking cool. People love islands. I can't think of anyone who doesn't. So paying to get an island, and let alone an oversized one, really goes a long way. Also, an upgrade I think is worth it is what's called, most time builders call the gourmet kitchen option, which is just like, you know, a double oven like this one, a built-in microwave. Where is the microwave in this one? That is the microwave. Okay, so every builder's version of the gourmet kitchen is gonna be different. I don't know why I thought that was the oven. But paying to have the gourmet kitchen, whatever that upgrade is, usually goes a long way because it just looks great. Last but not least, I covered this in the 6 things that I think are the worst upgrades you can choose, but I'll mention it here, is the definitely upgrade to granite. For sure, that is an upgrade worth doing. Taking the countertops to granite, highly, highly recommend it, do it. However, you'll have the choice to choose, what do you want, a level 1 granite, which is the cheapest granite, or do you want to go level 2, level 3, level 4, or level 5? And level 5 is usually the highest level of granite, and they get more and more expensive as it goes up, of course. Stick with level 1. No matter what anybody says, stick with level 1, because never in the history of ever has a buyer walked in and been like, oh my God, is that level 3 granite? No, that doesn't happen. Buyers just see granite and they love it. They don't even know level 2, 3, 4, 5 exists. So just stick with level 1 granite. Also, that actually reminds me, I'm really torn on if I recommend doing countertops on your own after closing or paying the builder to do it. So I'm just gonna give my pros and cons of it and let you choose. The thing about installing countertops, it's actually easy to do. And it only takes like 1 to 3 days, and it doesn't disrupt your whole life. It's pretty minimal in terms of the work it takes, how long it takes, all that stuff. However, it's very, very common for countertops to chip or break. And if you do it on your own and you paid for it, or you're having a contractor do it and it chips, you're gonna be on the hook for replacing that countertop. And imagine how expensive a countertop this large, how expensive that's gonna be. However, having the builders do it, you'll pay a premium to have them install that countertop. However, if anything chips or breaks, they'll obviously replace it. You'll probably never even know it happened. So those are the pros and the cons. For me personally, if I was buying new construction, I would pay the builders to do it. I just don't want to deal with the headache, but it's up to you and your own tolerance and what you want to do. For number 5, last but not least, the best return on investments we're coming into, you guessed it and probably hoped for it, the primary bathroom. What are some options you can choose in here that go a long way? Not only in terms of quality of life, but return on investment for resale. Number 1, a large, if you can pay for an oversized walk-in shower, do it. People love it, it's great. Number 2, if it doesn't come with a double sink, definitely get a double sink, because nobody is excited to see one sink in the primary bathroom. Usually, depends on the builder, it comes with 2 sinks, but if it doesn't, upgrade. Number 3, the countertop. If it doesn't come with granite, upgrade to granite. However, once again, stick with level 1. If you have some extra cash to spend, get a freestanding tub separate from the shower itself. Some people love baths and they're like, that's a must. If you're like me, I cannot stand baths, But if I was doing new construction, it's very likely if I had a few extra $1,000 to put towards something, I would get a freestanding separate tub because people love it. It looks great and it helps with resale a lot. That's definitely not as important, I think, as the larger shower, as the granite countertops and the dual sinks. I would start with those and then get the bathtub as well. But totally, once again, don't forget that this is you living in the house, and it should be about, to a very large degree, what you want out of your home. So if you like baths, you should get a bathtub. If you can pay for it, I'd have it separate if possible, to pay that extra premium, to have it separate, because it does help with the resale. And that actually brings me to a point I forgot to mention in the beginning, is most often when walking a model home, there's usually one thing that a buyer that's the reason they want the home. It could be the double oversized kitchen island. It could be the crazy huge shower they have in here. Usually there's one thing that buyers fall in love with in a home. It's the reason they get it. You should definitely get that for yourself. Don't forget that as important as resale is, as important as return on investment is, what's equally, if not more important, is your quality of life while living in the home. So don't forget to treat yourself to the thing that made you fall in love with this home. Hope that helps. Well, guys, that is the 5 best design studio upgrades for return on investment and just high quality of life. I hope you found this video helpful. Once again, Torrey Drake, Denver Realtor. If you are considering shopping for new construction, I would love you to leverage the relationships I have built through doing as much business as I've done. You can reach out to me using my contact information. If you like the content, please subscribe. This is what I do on my YouTube channel: is new construction, home tours, new construction, community tours, and new construction purchasing process info. Once again, thank you to the Richmond American Crystal Valley community for letting me film in their model home, the Hemingway, and I will see you guys on the next one.